This is a quick video to help write the argument essay using our 4-pillar argument method out of the Practical Argument textbook. So the first thing to do is to prep your topic. In class I gave you a topic starter list that included topics from the textbook or that you could find articles about from the textbook. And so start there. There's a bunch of questions and you kind of decide maybe what specific argument you want to make using this starter list, and then from there determine your thesis. So the first pillar is obviously the thesis. It needs to be in the form of a should statement. So I have my example here and I've underlined for you the should part of the should statement. The student should still consider attending a college attaining a college degree, and then I've included my reasons why. In this case, my example thesis statement includes the although statement that gives us a counter argument. And so you can do that if you want to. You certainly don't have to. A lot of students stick with the should and then include the supporting evidence that they will include in the essay. So it's up to you how you structure that thesis statement. You want to use that thesis to help you to determine your 2 to 3 main points that will be covered in the essay. They need to directly support your central argument, and you do need to include one opposing viewpoint in your essay as well, so that is often included in the thesis as well. So the next step then is to outline. Your essay will look roughly like this. Your first paragraph is the introduction. You want to hook your reader into the topic. You can provide a statistic or a quote, then providing some background information just as we do with a normal argument. We would establish the controversy, what is the issue here, what's the background on this topic, and then of course your last sentence of the introduction making that claim using that should statement as your thesis. The next paragraph would be your first main point that supports the thesis, providing evidence, the evidence being the second pillar of your argument. Then your third paragraph is your second main point. You can, if you want, have an additional main point paragraph, not required because this is just a 5-paragraph essay, but you can if you want to. And then your third body paragraph should be the counter argument paragraph. Now the third pillar of an argument, according to the chapter, is the refutation, not necessarily the counter-argument, but the response to the counter-argument. And so you do want to have that one paragraph where you provide an alternative viewpoint and then use your evidence to support a refutation to that. So that all goes together in one paragraph. Last pillar being the conclusion, summary of your argument, concluding statement, as you would with a normal essay. So this is just an example using that thesis that I provided for you. Looks like my A is gone to the side there, but my 2 main points, increased knowledge, cultural awareness, comes straight from the thesis, and then the opposition being that although statement from my thesis, and then providing some evidence for each one of these. If you can't find evidence either from the articles or from your own personal experience, then you should not use it as a main point. So just typical of an argument. Remember, this essay is not supposed to be heavily researched, nor is it very long, and so you want to keep your evidence pretty confined to articles from the textbook, looking at the statistics provided, the expert opinions provided, the quotes that you can pull, that kind of thing. Your concluding statement, being the last pillar, needs to reinforce your position and make sure that the conclusion does focus on your position rather than the opposition. And you can, as that final concluding statement, make a recommendation or a prediction. So I've given my example here, higher education degrees worth the money because students will be smarter, more well-rounded employees. So you have to have kind of a final thought for your essay, and that's the last pillar. The last requirement for this essay is the use of sources. You do have to use 2 articles from the textbook. That's a minimum. You can use more if you want, and you can also additionally use 1 outside source. So you typically an internet source if you want to. That is optional, not required. The works cited entry looks just like we did for the first essay, the response essay. So this is an example from the Practical Argument textbook. And then don't forget in-text citation. Make sure that you include the last name and the page number now, because we have multiple sources. You want to make sure that we know which of the sources you are using in that sentence. So last name and page number for a paraphrase, something you've written in your own words, and then author's name in the sentence with a signal phrase and the page number. Oops, I forgot my last quote mark there, for a quotation. So make sure that you are following all of those steps to meet the documentation requirements for the assignment. So this short video has just been going over the argumentation essay in Comp 2.